Wagwan, everyone, and welcome back to Floodlights Camera Action from Peter Andre to Andre Are You? We're at a bridge you get to film and football and tell exactly what films you should be watching and what ones to avoid. I'm Jack, speaking in Patois every now and again for reasons that will become obvious. But every podcast is good just because it's co-host. I can't get through this without doing it right. Veronica, how are you?
God, that was worse than I expected.
I'll be honest, like I've got. So we joked yesterday. You're like, "Oh, you should start the podcast with Wagwan." I was like, "Yeah, okay," and I wrote it down. But I didn't realize just how much it made me laugh. And when you're trying to do an intro and not, it's real, but it's staying in. But that's staying. I'm not redoing it. That's as good as it gets.
Yeah, I don't think I have much else to add.
No, that's it. That's the whole podcast, everyone. Thank you for
Yeah.
listening. See you next week. So should we say why I've been speaking patois for the last couple of days?
Yeah, and can I explain because I'm not gonna lie, I did introduce you to it as much as you don't want to admit because at
It's
my
possible. It's
Odeon,
possible.
because at my Odeon, I saw a screening for a film called Jafaican with Peter Andre, who apparently there was a Q&A with him, and like people in the reviews are saying there wasn't one, so I don't know what
Yeah, it
happened
was like
there.
tagged on to the end of the film, wasn't it?
Yeah, which is kind of shit. Poor from you,
Yeah.
Peter Andre.
Big, not big up Peter Andre.
Yeah. Um. So then I messaged the
Everyone.
group and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I didn't go obviously because I have better things to do with my life. But we were kind of waiting for it to come out somewhere for us to be able to watch it because it
The
sounds
world was
fucking
waiting with,
insane.
with bated breath for Jafaican to drop. It's a new
Yeah.
Marvel.
So I mean, the plot. Let's just explain what is going on in as the best of a way as we can.
Should I? Do you know what might be a better way of doing this? Actually,
Mm-hmm.
should I just read some of the reviews and people
Okay, yeah.
can, and then we'll
Go for
explain
it.
them. So one of them just says, "Me think me guan take me on life." The next one says, "Please let me do an
That
offensive
was actually quite good,
Jamaican
can I just
accent."
say? That was actually quite good.
What, the patois?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've been working on it because I can't stop talking in it. Please let me do an offensive Jamaican accent. It's for my gran. Where's another one? Oh, a 5-star review here. That's way too long. I'm not reading it. The me think me I go kill myself. Not as good, but you know. A thoughtful critique of the privatization of the NHS. Next one is Wagwan Count 18. Blood clot saved by la beep. Brackets sex. Jamindian brackets lots of swearing. That's one review. And that somehow makes sense in the context of the film. Half a star review. Woke is over. There's no Jafaican the heart this film brings for Nan. God forbid a white boy has a little motion. What else have we got? There was a 5-star one that said just David Lynch lives, and my favourite quote from the film, "Me like the pum pum." Now, do you want to try and explain the plot of the film with that context?
Um. Well, okay. So Peter Andre,
It's the worst film of all time.
I don't think it. I don't think it is because
It's in the
actually,
conversation.
you know what I think? I think that I've watched better bad films than this. Like, I was actually quite disappointed in how boring it was at parts. Like
Yeah,
the bit where he's learning how to be the Jamaican guy whose money
the
he's trying
second
to like
act.
steal.
Yeah,
Like that bit's good. Like it's
is
funny.
it?
Well, no, like it's funny. It's at
It's
least
so bad. It's
watchable.
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
okay.
then like
That's why.
the first 45 minutes, I was like, this is like a Hollyoaks episode. Like, what is actually going on?
Yeah.
It's just
I
shit.
So
Ugh.
before we say anything else, I should say I expected to give this film half a star, and anyone that gave it half a star is absolutely correct too. In my opinion, it's one of the worst films of all time. But I gave it 1 star because it was so bad that I found it relatively amusing. It kind of had like I know you liked it, but like not this, but you like
I liked it.
Megalopolis, but
Oh yeah.
Megalopolis I hated, but it was so bad it was like kind of entertaining. This this is the Patois Megalopolis. This is what this is.
That is so offensive to Megalopolis. It's unreal. Like, Jesus Christ.
Can't believe I didn't
Um,
live for this shit.
right. So, like, quick plot summary. I'm going to try my best. Peter Andre plays a guy
Okay.
called Gaza, somehow for some
I'm
reason.
Gaza. I'm Peter Andre.
And he's like a bad guy. He's like, always in prison for 24 hours for like trying to steal something. Apparently, doing
He's a
like a
bad. He's a.
night in a museum, like kind of heist for absolutely no reason.
Also, he's
Um,
like a useless bad, like a useless robber. Like he's
yeah,
shit
like
at it.
he's just shit at everything. And anyway, so he needs money because his gran can't afford to stay in the care home. Everyone around him is like, "Who the fuck cares? She's gonna die soon," which is kind of
It's like a Sam,
funny
it's
because
like a
they
Sam
all say
Fender
the
song.
same thing. Um, so then he's like, "Oh God, I need 35K. Where am I gonna get the money?" He can't get the money, and he finds out there's a guy in Jamaica who like is in prison or like
What's the
died. I
guy's
honestly I
name?
can't remember.
It's like
Killman.
kills a lot. Kill man. Yeah.
Killman. So he's like, okay, so there's this plan that I'm gonna pretend to be him because he looks like me, because he's also played by Peter Andre, by the way.
And not voiced by Peter Andre though.
Absolutely not.
Importantly.
So then he like flies to Jamaica with his friend Winston. I think it was Winston. Who I actually like
Yeah.
Winston. I think
Can
Winston's
I
cool.
pause you? Can I pause you there?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there's a whole plot of like getting this money.
Yeah.
Even when I was watching the film and I was concentrating somewhat, I cannot remember what their plan was to get that money.
I can't
All I knew is
either.
it involved him. Like, did they ever explain it? Because all I remember is that he went to Jamaica to pose as this guy, and I was kind of expecting there to be like a handoff of some goods or
Mm-hmm.
like a robbery. But but then, like, spoiler alert for Jafaican, he gets rich at the end anyway. But I can't remember why he gets rich or how he gets rich.
I can't
Anyway, you
either.
continue.
But anyway,
So,
so he flies to
but
Jamaica, and then he's like pretending to be this guy called Killman, or no, I think his name's Denton, his actual government name or
well,
something.
yeah. Well,
Um,
drop the government name.
maybe. So he goes there, he pretends to be this guy. He goes to his house, and everyone's like, this isn't him. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, me name Peter Andre. Me name not Denton.
Because he doesn't have a scar, and he doesn't have diamonds in his teeth, and then he makes
And
some shit up about why, whatever.
he doesn't want to have sex with his but big old wife either.
Yeah, which I don't understand.
Yeah, come on, she's a beautiful lady.
She was nice as well. She was actually, you know what? She seemed like she was a
She
nice woman.
she deserved better than Peter Andre. She
She
deserved
did.
Denton.
Right. So he's trying to like pretend like he's this guy. No one's really buying it at any point, to be honest. And then I'm not gonna lie, my mind kind of is blank about what happened and the rest. And then he just suddenly has loads of money. And then, oh no, Killman then comes out of prison, and he's like, "Oh, this has been this guy pretending to be me." And then he's like looking to kill Peter Andre. So he like puts a bounty, $5 million bounty on his head. And then Winston's like, well, if you keep pretending to be him, then they won't find you, which to me makes no sense. Because I think
Most stupid.
if he took off his disguise and pretended to be some random guy, no one would ever find him, right? Rather than the
Also,
other way around.
why didn't he just leave the country?
But no, but what it doesn't make sense, right? So Winston's like, if you keep pretending to be this guy, they're not going to find you.
Well,
But
wasn't it because
the bounty's on
was
a guy who looks exactly like him. So
no,
wouldn't you want to
no.
look nothing like him?
I think you missed out on a key plot detail here
What
of
was it?
Jafaican the movie.
I think I've missed out on
They,
loads.
they I think they had a picture of Gaza, so they knew what he looked
Oh.
like. So, but even still, like
That made no sense to
he's
me.
not got the scars, he's not got the diamonds on the teeth.
Yeah, they look
He
nothing alike.
It's quite clearly Peter Andre.
And then he just has loads of money at the end, even though I don't even know what happened. Like, someone got kidnapped, someone died, someone got money. But then Winston had his own little plan all along, orchestrating everything. But to me, it looked like what he orchestrated was exactly what Peter Andre also
Everyone
orchestrated.
got away with
So
it.
what I don't really
Yeah.
understand how he did like something crazy or super smart, because it was the same as
Well,
what happened.
It's just like the most. And then we should say, you get to the end of the film, and we've done a very kind of loosely spoiled review there, but
No
you get
one's
to the
gonna
end of the
watch
film,
this.
and what I appreciated was there was a blooper reel during the credits, I don't care if it's good or bad. I always support. I'm pro
Hmm.
blooper reel. There's also there's also a post credit scene, and I can't tell if they were setting up a sequel or if it was just a bit of a joke.
I think the whole film is a bit of a joke.
Yeah, it's just like so we were going to watch it kind of at the same time, but life gets in the way. And just watching it, it was like the most out of body experience because it's so indescribably badly made. It's just,
Oh yeah, can we
it's
talk
an
about
awful film.
technically like wise how bad
It's
it
not on
is?
an
Because
iPhone 5.
like of course we can talk about the plot and the acting, which is 99% very awful. But in terms of actually, like, I don't know how they showed this at my local Odeon. Like, how is this film shown in a cinema? The the music, like the sound mixing, the sound editing,
Even the
is
score.
so bad. The audio, like even just from them speaking, is so like badly made, especially when he's like like lip syncing to clearly someone else speaking. There's like the continuation errors with the actual video editing. Like there's a bit in the care home that is just so I've never seen a cut this obvious with
Which
two
one was it?
frames that are nowhere near each other. So he's talking to one of the old guys who's wearing glasses, right?
Yeah.
And then he walks away from him, and while he's walking past him, the glasses he just took off are suddenly on his head again.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's like the most. I've never seen anything that obvious, like an error that obvious with a film like being edited. Like he literally has just taken his glasses off. Peter Andre then walks past, and he suddenly has his glasses on again. Like what? Who did they even rewatch this at least once to like look at these errors? Like I don't blame them for not rewatching it, but I cannot
Do,
believe
do,
this was shown in a cinema. Like technically, it's just so all over the place, so awful. Which is why it doesn't even deserve that extra half a star you gave it purely from a technical standpoint. Like
do you know why? Do
God,
you know why I gave it an extra half a star? Because AI was like entertained by how bad it was. But also like I was looking at my 2025 rankings, and I was looking at it, and I was comparing it to like Happy Gilmore 2, which is awful, like Fountain of Youth, Old Guy, Inedia, and I was thinking like they're all. I gave all those
this
films one
Inedia
star,
stray. Oof.
and well, we'll get to that later. And I
Damn.
was just thinking, I was looking at them going, yeah, this might have been awful, and it is awful, and it's got no artistic merit. It's so indescribably bad, and yet a small part of me was entertained by how bad it was. So I couldn't possibly give it half a star because the only half a star I've given this year to a 2025 film was Marching Powder, and this
I
is better than
mean,
Marching Powder, not by much, not by much. But this is like it's really confusing because like the one stars this year so far are like half of them they're either like really boring shit or crap, but like they've tried something. So like you've got like Tornado, which tried something but was rubbish. Hot Milk, which tried something but was rubbish. Inedia tried something I wasn't a fan of it. Then you just got Bad, which is like Happy Gilmore 2, Marching Powder, Jafaican, and then you just got like Bleh, like Fight or Flight or Fountain of Youth or Old Guy. I was just like, I can't give it half a star because it is at least somewhat entertaining, even if it is awful. And I think I say I've done very well not to do this entire review in Patois, um, because I genuinely for about 2 days straight I kept just talking to myself in Patois. And like, if you start, it's really hard to stop.
I'm I'm not gonna lie. I think you're giving it too much credit because you don't watch enough bad films like this. I have watched films in a similar vein, which is why I actually don't find it that entertaining. Like I've watched worse things that were more funny or fun in a bad way than this is. It's
I
like a
just
whole new
couldn't
world you're
believe.
entering now, you know?
I just think it's
You
like
have a
the
lot to explore.
sheer disbelief of this film's existence. Like like so there's been a lot of chat around it in terms of Peter Andre has been going, no, I don't, it's not offensive. Why are people saying it's offensive? I don't find it offensive. I just think
I
it's
mean, it's also
awful.
not your place to be offended.
Yeah, but that's not even the point. Like, I don't think it's that offensive. I just think it's really bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, it's
yeah.
like he never blacks up, which is good. The accent is, how do I put this? It's in character. He's not like taking the piss. The character is someone who can't is kind of getting by on, Jafaican. Um, so it kind of makes it. It's kind of like, oh god, I'm not comparing this to this directly, but Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, like, sure, on surface level it might be offensive, but it does make sense in the context of the character. Although that is an infinitely better performance and an infinitely better written character. It's just, even the cat's talking away. The cat's got an opinion on it as well. Any
Did you
final
hear that?
comments? Yeah, I did. It's staying in. Hopefully, it gets through the
Oh,
noise gate.
sorry.
Any final comments on Jafaican
No, I think we
2025
have to move on from this. I'm done.
for the sake of everyone?
Yeah.
That is Jafaican for you. Well, yeah, not good. Not good. Next up, Inedia. Thoughts
Mm.
quickly. We should preface
Um.
this by saying Amy Forsyth is one of our best ever interviews. I love Amy Forsyth.
Yeah, and it's absolutely not her fault. I think she's the reason why it has half a star. Like she is the star, half of it.
Yeah, she is
Um.
the moment.
No, she is. She does a great job. The rest of it, I just cannot name a single positive, so I had to give it half a star.
You have a half a star.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow,
we watched it together.
wow.
We
We
had
did,
pretty
yeah,
much the same opinions the whole way through.
yeah.
Um,
I think, yeah. I
it's
didn't
just
find it
boring, and
very.
that's the
It's
biggest
just
sin you
boring.
can make in cinema is to be boring, and it's just boring. I'm
Like,
sorry.
I also think the film was marketed very weirdly in that, like, I went into it thinking, and it was being told it was a psychological horror. So you're kind of like expecting it to, in the second half, to a bit go, creepy or
Hmm.
or whatever, and then there is nothing like that, and there's at most it's like a woman throwing up, and it's like, yeah, that's grim, and I want to watch it, but it's not psychologically horrific, is it? Um, yeah,
It's
I
just
gave it, I
not
gave it
for us. It's not for us. Maybe someone out there will
no,
like it.
yeah, and look, Amy Forsyth does a really good job. Her performance is really good.
Yeah.
She's really cool. Big Amy Forsyth fan. I gave it 1 star. So it's very much we've flipped on our ratings.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Let's just move on.
God, should we talk about some good stuff before we bore ourselves to death?
Um, sure, but do you want to go first?
Yeah, okay, I will. Thank you. So in the lead up to the new Fantastic Four film coming out, which came out on the 24th of July, so a week or so ago, I thought I'd catch up on some of the original Fantastic Four films. And I started with the unreleased 1994 Ole Sassoon B movie, The Fantastic Four. Is it a particularly good film? No, but I do think it has some merit. I gave it 2 stars, partly because like it's unreleased, so the VFX wasn't finished. The budget is like so low. It's a B movie, so it's a Roger Corman film, so it's like they're trying their best. But in the first half of the film, I thought it had a lot of heart. I liked the cast. I liked let's get the cast up very quickly. Alex Hyde White is actually quite good as Reed Richards. Jay Underwood's pretty good. No, so not Jay Underwood. Michael Bailey Smith is pretty good. It does kind of go off the walls at the end, and it has like the campiest version of Doctor Doom I've ever seen. And I don't know if it's meant to be as funny as it was, but it was unintentionally maybe. It's a shame this film never got released because it does have heart. It's just so cheaply made, and it looks bad as a result of that. But it's available to watch on YouTube. It's 90 minutes long, if that, probably less, probably about 80, and it's probably worth a watch just to see what could have been. But it does have a bad third act,
Can I just say quickly? You just
of
said
course.
you were gonna move on to some good films, and then you
I
just
get to the good stuff
mentioned.
later.
Well, why would
We're
you
on a journey.
introduce this section like that? It just makes no sense.
It's bad podcasting. It's bad podcasting is what it is. I should be sacked from this foul venture. Positively, I then watched the 2005 Fantastic Four film. Give it 3 stars. It's fun. It's good. I didn't love the third act, but these films are very similar. All of the Fantastic Four films have got the same thing basically, where the first half is very pretty good, and the third act is not. And weirdly, that's the same as all of them. This film is. I probably watched it as a kid, but I don't remember it enough to say I've seen it. So this is technically a first watch. It's probably the horniest superhero film of all time. Especially like Chris Evans as Johnny Storm is so good. Jessica Alba is really hot. Ian Grufford, I'm definitely butchering that pronunciation, is pretty good as a read. But the real star for me, apart from Chris Evans, is Michael Chiklis as Ben Grimm, the Thing, who is really good. And I actually didn't mind Julian McMahon as Victor Von Doom. Um, it's just a good time. The first half is so good. It's really funny. It's snappy. It gets to the point quickly, and it's good to see everyone learn their powers for the first time. So that's good. I then watched the 2007 follow up, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Gave it 2.5 stars. It's dumb and fun, and not as bad as people make out, but not as good as the OG. And then I watched Fantastic Four: First Steps, which is good. It's not great. It's a little. I didn't find it boring, but I could see why some people would think it's boring, if that makes sense. It looks like brilliant in my opinion. Like there's some small VFX twinges that need ironing out, but like I don't really care about that. Vanessa Kirby's great. Joseph Quinn is great. I didn't actually mind Pedro Pascal, who Eben Moss Backrack is really good. What's his name? Ralph Ineson is really good. The third act isn't great in my opinion, but there's the second act in space is like really good. It's like some of the best Marvel stuff that the MCU have put out. And although it isn't quite as good as Superman, I really had a good time with it. I wanted a little bit more, I'll be honest, but this is probably the best Fantastic Four film to date. Would I recommend it? Probably not. There's better things in the cinema to see at the moment if you're going to go to the cinema to see one thing, but it's a good film. Veronica, you're up next on the clock.
Yeah. Okay, I watched this quite late. I think you already talked about it, but I didn't. So I watched 28 Years Later on the 1st of July. I think you already talked about it, right?
Oh God, that was ages ago.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a really long time ago. So I went to go watch it finally, and I gave it 3.5 stars. I think I've
decent.
said this before. I have this kind of bit where I just watch the second or third film without watching the first or second, and I
Yeah, it's
did it
infuriating.
again. I did it again.
You
I
could
watched.
have got away with watching this one on its own though. It's not
Yeah,
like you
it's
don't
like
have to. It's in the first two.
I didn't really miss anything. I feel I wasn't really interested in watching the first two, especially how everyone was like the second one's shit anyways. It's like, oh, okay, like
It's just
whatever. I
dumb.
don't
It's
care.
dumb and fun, but it's not
Um,
groundbreaking.
yeah, I just didn't care enough to watch the first two, so I just watched the third one. It was like all right. I don't think I loved it as much as I know a lot of people did. Yeah, I just don't have much to say about it,
And
to
I
be
do a little
honest.
announcement on 28 years later, a little update.
Yeah.
I gave it 5 stars when I first saw it. It's now at 4.5. It's still my top film of the year, but there's a few things that I've gone, didn't love that.
I
What do you think of
liked
the go on. What do
no,
you
I
think of it
liked
technically?
the I think the best part of it was towards the end. Like the first bit, it was like all right. Then you kind of introduced like Jodie Comer and what's his name? What's his name?
Ray
The
Fiennes.
guy Ray Fiennes and and then the rest of whatever. That's when I was like really locked in. Like that's when I was really loving it. I know like Aaron Taylor Johnson does give a good performance. Like I'm not saying he doesn't. It's just that the bits with just him and the son and the kind of building up stuff, I wasn't really into it as much as
So
other
that
people
that's
were. I
that's
also didn't really
interesting.
love the ending, which I know people do really love. And it's not that like I
I couldn't
don't
blame
get
you
it.
for not liking it.
I just like okay, like I don't really care.
I think that ending is. I don't think you could be. you couldn't be mad at someone for loving or hating it.
No,
Like
but
it's
I didn't hate
so
it or love it.
divisive.
No, but
Well,
I
you
don't
get no,
think it's
as in,
divisive. I just think it's
sorry,
like mid.
I should, I should change my words. I don't think you can be mad at anyone for having any opinion on it. Like if they find it mid, that's fine. If they don't like it, that's fine. If they really like it, that's
I
like
was
I
just
kind of
expecting
see.
something more because obviously I watched it quite late and everyone was talking about the ending. And I was like, okay, so where's the ending? And the ending happened. I didn't even realize that was it. I was like, oh, really? Like, this is what people are having discourse over? Like, who
Yeah,
cares? Honestly, what is like,
yeah,
okay? I don't know. I also didn't realize that
good
was
film.
Jack, whatever his name is, Jack O'Connell.
O'Connell. It's a Jack
I didn't
O'Connell
even
summer.
realize that was him until like
Yeah, he
I
had
left
those
and I was like,
rings
wait a
on.
minute, Jack O'Connell was meant to be in this film. Where was he?
Yeah. Jack O'Connell will reprise his role as Jimmy Savile in the next 20 years. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's it really. I don't really want to talk about it more. The next film I watched, I went to actually a new cinema. I've never been there before. It's my first time. I went to Kazan in Bloomsbury, which is
is it Kazan?
actually, huh?
I thought it was Curzon.
I just say Kazan. I don't know.
It's trying to be
Whatever.
edgy.
Yeah. So I went there for the first time, and actually, it's a really nice cinema. I really recommend going there. It's quite close to Waterloo, I think. No, it's not Waterloo. King's Cross. It's close to King's Cross station. You can walk
It's
from
nowhere near
there.
me.
So yeah, nowhere near you, but it's a nice little walk over, and it's a really nice little cinema. I really do recommend going there. But anyway, I went there to watch the 4K restoration of Amadeus, which is a 1984 film.
It's been on my watch
Uh,
list for so long.
yeah, it's really great. It's directed by Milos Forman. It stars F. Murray Abraham as Salieri,
I love
Tom
F. Murray
Hulse
Abraham.
as Mozart, and others.
Is this a true story then?
I it's very like
It's an embellished true
it's
story.
very very like this is not really a I would never call it anything close to a biopic or whatever.
Loosely
Like
adapted.
very I think I you know what I did? I read a review from someone like a film critic. I can't remember who it was, but I read something that someone wrote and they were like talking about the fact that they didn't like the way that this film portrays Mozart, like how it portrays him as like a child and as like so immature and like just
Like
like
how Mozart's bothered.
whatever. No, obviously he's clearly not bothered. But
Because he's dead.
well, yeah, but like this never claimed to be a recreation of his life or whatever, and also who the fuck cares?
Yeah, that's the
Um,
right viewpoint, yeah.
like honestly, who cares? And actually, his name in the film is Wolfie, which is quite cute, I thought. And yeah, so okay, the plot. I feel like this film is like 106th on the Letterboxd top 250, by the way, like highest rated films. So this is a very, very highly rated film, and I've had it on my watch list for so long. They've released the 4K restoration now in the cinemas, and I think you can buy it as well. So I was expecting like a lot, and it's also 2 hours 40 minutes. It's quite long, and it's pretty much F. Murray Abraham's Salieri recounting, you know, his time as a composer and as someone who met Mozart and worked with him and got very much intertwined in his life. And he's like very jealous and he hates him and he hates how talented Mozart is. And you know how he just gets everything handed to him on a play, and it's just like he's just he's the biggest hater in the history of cinema, Salieri. Like honestly, I respect it. I do respect it because he, like, Wolfie is annoying as fuck. You know, he really is. But I think
Yeah,
towards the end,
shut up, Wolfie, shut your bitch ass up.
you do kind of feel a bit of sympathy for him. I think, but because he's just young and stupid. But I mean, yeah, it's such a great film. It definitely lives up to my expectation of what it'll be like. I did give it 4.5. I didn't give it 5.
That's still a very, very, very high
But
rating though.
I mean, if I watched it again, or if maybe I was in a different mood, I don't know. But I did. I mean, I gave it the best chance I could. I watched it at the cinema, right, in the best possible quality and everything. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like a 5-star film is just like the difference between a 4.5 and 5 is literally just a feeling, right?
Experience, yeah.
It's not really objective. It's just like you love it or you don't, and you can't explain why. So
It's like the difference between like half a star and 1 star. It's like yeah,
yeah,
it's
but also
indescribable almost.
it's no one's business what my ratings are.
Yeah,
So anyway,
which
I
is why
watched
you do a
that.
film podcast where you review films.
Exactly.
I will say I need to lock in and watch some Milos Forman films. Like he's obviously got like his big 2 or 3. Like obviously, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, not seen it. Amadeus, not seen it. Man on the Moon, not seen it. But he's got quite a few good films, Milos. I need to have like a couple of days where I just kind of sit and lock in.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really been planning on watching going through his filmography, but yeah, I mean Amadeus you should definitely watch at least. So then, 4 days after that, I watched 2 films in one day, even though it wasn't really 2 films in one day because I watched them both on the cusp of like midnight/1 a.m. So they both counted as the same day, but actually I watched Almost Famous the day before.
Banger.
So I watched, yeah, like I just said, I watched Almost Famous. I gave it 5 stars after thinking about it for a while because I was like, so I gave it 4.5, and then I just kept thinking about it and how much I loved it, and also Kate Hudson. Like I absolutely fell in love with her in this film.
And also Billy Crudup.
Yeah, that is the most attractive a man has ever looked in a film, hands
And
down.
also
like there is no. I'm sorry, but there is genuinely no debate here. None.
yeah, he's also like the most pathetic a man has ever looked at certain points, which is a really good line to balance.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, so okay, I watched this because it was on Mikey Madison's like the New York Times like top whatever films of the 21st century, I think.
Yeah, between me and Mikey, and it's sharp about it.
Yeah, so it was on her list, which is why I watched it. Sorry, I can't give you credit for making me watch it because it wasn't you, it was actually
Whatever.
Mikey Madison.
Yeah, but I actually told Mikey Madison about it, so it's actually
right,
like
okay,
yeah.
okay. But yeah, I watched it. I watched it very late, which I actually think added to my experience watching it at like midnight, 1 a.m. Because then I just couldn't sleep thinking about it, and I just thought like, why am I not giving it 5 stars? Like, it's clearly on my mind. I clearly loved it. Like, why am I overthinking this? I just need to admit that this is one of my favorite films, actually. And since then, I it's in my top 4 now, as well. So it's directed by Cameron Crowe, who I haven't watched any of his other films yet.
He's got some like sneaky like
Jerry Maguire, Vanilla Sky.
Jerry Maguire's really good. I didn't love Vanilla Sky, but it's got balls.
I need to watch Jerry Maguire.
Something. Yeah, Jerry Maguire's really good. It's yeah, but Almost Famous is like quite clearly his best film.
This is honestly, oh god, it's actually just so good.
It's in like the
I watched the extended version as well. I didn't realize.
I haven't seen the extended version.
So it's like what, 3 hours long or something?
Yeah, I think so. Certain films that aren't connected but have like such a similar quality, I put it in the same vein as like And Everybody Wants Some.
Yeah,
where like they evoke similar
say Boogie
emotions.
Nights.
Yeah, I'd put it. I in my opinion, I wrote in my original review of Almost Famous, I think it was, that I think Cameron Crowe draws heavily from Boogie Nights, as well as obviously it is semi-autobiographical. It's about Cameron Crowe's life, I believe, in a way. But I think it definitely takes influence from Boogie Nights, and I think although you didn't like the film, I'm about to say, I think Paul Thomas Anderson took a lot from Almost Famous and put it into Licorice Pizza, or at least tried to. And there's kind of like a through line between those films that I identified.
Yeah, I mean, right, so if anyone hasn't watched it, which is crazy to me now that I took so long to watch it, but it's about this kid, he's like 15, 16, I can't remember. And
15.
he just loves like rock bands and rock music and stuff. He wants to be a journalist, so he just kind of hangs around backstage and somehow
And
gets,
meets Philip Seymour Hoffman.
yeah, he somehow just gets like completely
Swept up.
invested and involved with this band, um,
Stillwater.
and some of the groupies, I guess, which include Kate Hudson's character,
Hey, they're not
Penny
groupies.
Lane. Well,
There's a no blowjobs rule. Or is it
okay,
no sex, only
I can't
blowjobs,
remember.
whatever?
I can't remember. Um, but yeah, and then it's just like pretty much being a fly on the wall through their like success, I guess, like from not really being
Also,
that
their
known to,
arguments.
yeah, and there's loads of, I don't know how to explain it. It's just pretty much following them, right, and following him and the other characters, and you get to know the members of the band and others.
The cast is really strong as
The
well.
cast is
Like,
really
obviously,
good.
there's Philip Seymour Hoffman, Billy Crudup, Francis
The guy from
McDormand,
Alvin
who's
and the
really good.
Chipmunks, Jason
He's
Lee.
really good in it, though, Jason
He
Lee.
is, yeah.
Jimmy Fallon just turns up
I
at
don't know
one
why.
point. No, Kate Hudson is, like,
She is
unbelievable.
absolutely the best performance in this film for me personally.
I mean, it's
Like,
a film of really good performances.
but like she just, there's those performances sometimes where you just completely fall in love with a character. Like you would forgive anything she did pretty much. You understand why she does and says things. Like you sympathize with her at such a high level, even if she's not the perfect person. That is like,
And that's a
I don't
credit to the
know.
writing.
You just completely fall in love with her, and that's why I could not give it 5 stars. Like, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't think anything more needs to be said. I think it's a
Yeah,
perfect film.
it is genuinely a perfect film.
Am I up now? Is it
Uh,
me? Or is it you?
I mean, I can go with the film I watched the day after because it was also quite
Okay,
highly
yeah,
rated,
yeah.
and I don't really have too much to say about it. So there's like a classic like film bro, I guess, film, which is Her. Like I know loads of people have like
Yeah, I
start
remember
off.
this. Yeah,
Loads of people like
yeah,
start
yeah.
off watching film and watch stuff like Her, right? That's like,
In the
it's
Dark
like
Knight,
in the
yeah.
starter pack. Um, but
Seven,
I've never
yeah.
watched it, so I watched it for the first time. I gave it 4.5 because you know what? It just is a really good film. It is, and I I was really surprised by how much I loved Scarlett Johansson's performance, even though she's never on screen. Like she's obviously just a voice.
And most
She's
importantly,
so good.
in my opinion, it's like a substantially better film than Lost in Translation. Which, if you didn't know, Spike Jonze and Sofia Coppola got divorced, and essentially, Her and Lost in Translation are kind of their takes and how they feel and reflect on their divorce and their marriage. And look, I'm not going to profess to know their private life, but like purely on artistic merit and whatever. I've not seen Her in quite a few years now, but like it's so good. And for that, I crown Spike Jonze the winner of the divorce.
It's also quite interesting they both cast Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, yeah. But one of them wasn't, when she wasn't a child and she was filming her.
Yeah, because Her was afterwards, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's like 15 years after.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's my standout, even though obviously Joaquin Phoenix is good. But
Wacky Phoenix, they call
the
it.
fact that she even makes like an AI voice into a character that well, like I don't know, I was just so impressed by it. I think it's
Really
the
well
strength of
directed.
the writing and her being really good. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end that bit. You can go next.
Cool. I want to have a serious talk about Ari Aster, ahead of Eddington, and ahead of me watching Hereditary very, very soon. So I've seen two Ari Aster films, I think it is. I saw Beau is Afraid last year off the back of, I think Matt Baldwin recommended it for us for homework, or for me for homework. You had Ponyo, I think it was. And I quite like Beau is Afraid. I gave it like a 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was flawed, but like it had balls, it was entertaining, it was tense. It was, I liked Beau is Afraid. So recently I've been trying to hit some like really popular films I've not seen that I'll get some more later, but I watched Midsummer, and I had not even like really high expectations. I thought it would be good, and I thought it'd be like tense and psychological, and a little bit jumpy or not jumpy, like a little bit scary, spooky, whatever. But I just found myself really disliking it. I gave it 2 stars. I think the acting's pretty good. Um, However, and the camera movement's nice and the it looks unbelievable, but I found it incredibly uninteresting, really badly edited. Like scenes would they'd cut too early or they drag too long. It was dull and it was really, really badly written. Like really badly written in my opinion. I felt like most of the characters lack depth. The film feels really, really long. The dialogue is just not good. The plot is so straightforward, and there's no surprises, and it isn't scary at all. And I want to know from you, and I don't need you to agree with me. Where do you sit on Ari Aster? Because I I cannot tell if I like him or not. I know I was it just this film that I thought was really badly written because I liked Beau's Afraid. Maybe I like Hereditary and Eddington, or am I talking up my ass?
Okay, so I had the complete opposite experience of Ari Aster as you because I have been watching his films like as they've released, right? Like I watched
Yeah, yeah.
Hereditary, then Midsommar when it released. I watched it at the time. Then I watched Beau is Afraid when it released, etc. So it's like I didn't just sit down and go through his filmography or whatever. I also watched some of his short films, which, by the way, you're gonna absolutely hate it, but you have to watch it. Ari Aster has a short film from 2011 called "The Strange Thing About the Johnsons," and you can find it on
I've heard
YouTube. I
about
think
this.
you have to watch it just so I could hear your reaction.
Don't tell me anything
uh,
about it. I've just
I'm
read
not going to tell
the
you
first.
anything about it. Do not read anything about it. You
I've
will
just seen
hate it.
it's in the plot, like on the letterbox description, but I don't really think. I think I'm more confused now than before. So
Yeah. So don't even forget that you read that. Just watch it. It's not long.
Okay,
I just want to hear your
it's 30
reaction.
minutes. Yeah.
You probably hate Ari Aster more than you do already, but
I don't hate him. I just think he's a really bad writer.
oh, fair enough. Anyway, so the first film I watched was
And he's a new
Hereditary,
editor as well. Yeah.
and when I watched Hereditary, it was probably the first. It was genuinely the first horror film I've ever watched. Like, I'm not joking. I was what, like 16,
Mm.
17? I think I was
2018, so
16.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So I watched it. It's the first horror film I've ever seen. And I was such a pussy when I was growing up. Like, I never wanted to watch scary films. So I watched it and I was actually scared, but I also really enjoyed the film. So I was like hiding behind my curtain. And I
You're
think
looking. She didn't want to miss
the,
anything.
the way that it was, like, the way that it created tension was like so good. And I mean,
Mm.
Toni Collette's performance is probably one of the
I should say,
most ignored at the Oscars that I can
I think
remember.
Toni Collette generally is quite ignored, but I should say
She
I'm
is
excited to
very
watch
good.
Hereditary. I'm excited to watch Eddington. I've just got like when you watch two films of the same director, and one you quite like, and one you really don't like, and you're just at a crossroads. Is like, well, I don't know if I fuck with
But
this guy or not.
then you talk to your friend, and your friend says you've literally missed out the best one. And also,
Yeah,
if I just quickly finish on Hereditary, like it, I watched it in that kind of formative period where you start getting interested in films, and that is one of the films that I was like, okay, actually, it's not that I don't like horror films. I just haven't watched a good one. Or I haven't,
I had that with The Shining.
I've never got into one as much as I did
Yeah,
here. And I mean, it is just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just really fucking good. I gave it 4.5 stars. But the thing with it is that it's not scary itself. It's just the fact that it gets so in your head that you start expecting things that are so much worse than what actually happens. So like I was hiding from looking at it because in my head I was expecting things to happen that was so much worse than what actually did, because it's just so
Mm.
good at creating that. It's like a little bug that gets into your brain. Like it's so good
Yeah,
at creating that
I should say,
experience.
I think Ari Aster, like, I like him as a director. I just think the only issue I have is his writing, which is like it's solvable. Just get a better writer. Which is, but
Okay.
also this is like, yeah, I'm excited to watch Hereditary. Like, I'm not put off Ari Aster. I'm just
But
confused by him.
also, yes, after I watched Hereditary and he released Midsommar and I went to watch Midsommar, I did not like it as much as other people did. So I do agree with you. I didn't rate 2 stars. I gave it a 4 after rewatch. The first time I watched it, I actually didn't like it that much. I actually didn't even like the performances as much. I hated the start of it. I wanted it to be scarier. I wanted it to not be what it was, right? Because I loved Hereditary so much, and it's very different. I don't have to explain. Like maybe some people be like, no, it's not. In my eyes, it was different because I just expected something in the vein of Hereditary, and this absolutely isn't. It's also not a horror film, in my opinion. Like I don't
It's
even see
not.
that as
It's
a
not.
horror film.
It's like a drama more
It's
than
absolutely
anything.
not, and that's why I didn't like it when I first watched it because I expected different. Then I rewatched it and I appreciate it so much more after rewatching it and knowing what I was gonna watch. And actually, I liked it. Like not as much as Hereditary, but I still gave it a 4 star. I think it's still a 4 star film for me. I
Mm.
just don't like the fact that some people say this is better than Hereditary. I really don't understand. I think these are people who are looking for something completely different than me. Then Beau is Afraid, I really liked. I gave it 4 stars. First time I watched it. I think
I would
obviously
rewatch Bo's
on
Afraid
rewatch,
soon.
it might even go up. Like I really, really liked how batshit insane it was, and I hope he just carries on in that vein of just batshit insane. And I think that's what Eddington seems to be, is carrying on, like just making something.
Big swings.
Yeah, just big swings, and that I think Eddington's going to be that, which is why I'm excited about it, because it seems like it's not going to be a Midsummer kind of thing. Um,
Thank God for
it
that.
looks like it's going in that Beau is Afraid direction, which I really like. But yeah, no, definitely watch the short film, just because it's from so early on. It's like
See
I'm
where it
not
all
saying it's
started.
good because I don't even know what to say about it. Just watch it,
Okay, I will do.
and obviously
You're up
Hereditary
next.
because it's the
That's
best
what
film he's made by far.
I will. I'll watch it probably this week.
Um. Okay, so then I watched Drive My Car, which is I think it won Best International Film in 2021. It's directed by Hamaguchi, who I've only watched one other of his films, which was Evil Does Not Exist, which yeah I watched it in Venice and I didn't like it. I think I gave it 2.5 because I just found it really boring. I'm just gonna say it. I found it boring. All right, and it's not a crime. Leave me alone. So then I watched Drive My Car because I've always heard it's really good. I just know it's really long. It's almost 3 hours. But I was just in the mood to watch something that was a bit slower, a bit more, I don't know, maybe like that had just really good writing and things. And my friends have been recommending it to me for a long time. So I just sat down and watched it. And I gave it 4 stars, which actually I think is quite low compared to what the average person has rated it. Um, but it is good. It's not what I was expecting actually. It's just I don't know. It definitely makes you think about it afterwards. It's about this guy who's he's an actor and a director of like theater plays, and then he loses his wife, and then he goes away to direct this play at a theater festival in a different city. He meets this young woman, um, who that like nothing really happens there. Like they're just really good. They just become really good friends, and then he just finds out a lot of stuff about his past, his wife's past, and it's kind of like just a drama, right? That it's not anything crazy, but it is I don't know, like it's quite I don't even know how to explain it. I guess it's quite moving. It definitely is thought provoking. It explores grief in quite a unique situation. Um, and yeah, I mean, I recommend it, but it's not like I'd say it's one of the best films ever, or you have to watch it right now. Which is definitely what I would say about the next film that I watched on the same day, which is Before Sunrise rewatch. I'll probably rewatch the rest of the trilogy soon. I
Only a 4.5.
4.5, yeah, for Before Sunrise.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. I think on a rewatch of this whole trilogy, I think the only one that will change is the third one, because now that I know
We're getting
what it's
into,
like,
yeah.
what the tone shift is like, I'm going to be able to not be angry at what happens and what is said, but just actually see it more in an objective way and recognize it to be actually really fucking good, which it probably is, because whenever I've seen clips of it or read, parts of the script, yeah, maybe I underrated it the first time I watched it. But Before Sunrise is just one of the best romantic films that out there.
Do you know what's funny, or what's
What's
clever of
funny?
us? I watched Before Sunset. Rewatched Before Sunset a couple of days after you watched Before Sunrise. So technically, between us, we've got most of the trilogy covered on rewatches.
Okay, well, you can talk about that then. I'll wait for my next ones for later.
I've not got anything to say about it. I love it, but I will say, I I I think I'm more of a Sunrise guy. But but this is fucking great. It's like so good. Like uh, it's hard to put into words just how like I like the third one a lot. Like I really do. I really 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 like Before Midnight. But the first two are just so next level, like magical, and in different ways as well. It's just I don't have loads to say because I've spoke to death about how much I love these films, but the script and the acting and the directing is just perfect. It's perfect. And actually, I'll talk about another film I saw recently. I wasn't actually planning on speaking about, but I recently watched 12 Angry Men and gave it 5 stars because of the script and the acting. And although they're obviously very different films, they're both very simple films in that they are just people talking and walking or being in a room. That's all it is, really. But when you have actors who understand their roles and are committed to their jobs, and you have a script that is absolutely watertight and a director that is just like classy, she does her job. That is like how magic is made. So yeah, I not loads to say. Do you want me to do a couple more, or would you rather take over?
I think I can talk about the next two really quickly because they're both films I don't have much to say about.
Okay, yeah, you do your two. I'll do two more, and then we'll do The Naked Gun.
Whoa, I have more than that left.
Okay, well maybe do more. Do more then.
All right. Should I do up until the Naked Gun, the new one?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So it's actually surprising I don't have much to say about it, but I watched another Haneke film. I watched Benny's Video, which was released in 1992, because Connor kept telling me to watch it. I gave it 3 stars, which is pretty low for a Haneke film, because I've absolutely loved the others I've watched. But I
They'll
guess
behead you for that these days.
yeah,
You
I
can't
guess
say a film's good anymore.
there's an earlier one. It's about this guy, a young guy who's like obsessed with violent films, and he makes his own. Um, so it's the lead, Benny from the title Benny's Video is played by Arno Fritsch, who was also one of the two guys in Funny Games. And it was very weird seeing him like not with a shaved head, like he looks in Funny Games. But he is a great actor. Like even in this film where he's quite young, he is like very very good. Like he's probably one of the best young actors um I've seen. Like he genuinely is just great at his job. I think the film is, you can tell it's an earlier one. It's not, you know, It's a bit long. I think I saw Seth talk about it. Like it could have been a 30-minute short or something, and
Friend
I
of the show,
see that.
Seth.
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of like a similar thing where Haneke is trying to talk about how desensitized young people, especially, are to violence, especially in like media and films and whatever. And he's kind of, I guess, I don't know if this is like one of his first films, but it seems like it was the first in that section of films that he's made that explore that and that kind of voyeurism that people engage in with watching violent films and things. So it's one that you could watch if you wanted to, but in terms of his films, there's so many other better options. Next one I watched was it's the new Netflix film that people were telling me was actually good. So I watched K-pop Demon Hunters. Okay, it's an animated film. It's kind of like a similar style to Spider-Verse in terms of animation, and it's, I guess, like a musical animated thing about a K-pop group who like fight demons. It's what it says on the tin. People told me this was like better than they expected and blah blah, and then I gave it 1.5 star. I think the animation's nice, and I didn't like completely fall asleep watching it, but it's not
Well,
really
that's always what
my
you want, isn't it?
yeah, like it's not really my thing. I also think that people should expect better from animated films if this is what you think is like really good. There's so many better ones out there, and like it, I guess maybe compared to what Netflix is offering nowadays in terms of originals, this is good. But in terms of compared to everything else, it's just not. I also I'm not a massive fan of K-pop music, other than like, I will say I do like a few Blackpink songs, and I've seen them live. Well, I haven't seen them live, but like I watched one of their sets from one of the big festivals last year when I was just having it on in the background, and they're pretty good. But it's just, I don't know, it's just not for me. It wasn't for me. That's what I have to say. Next film I watched was because I saw Charlie XCX watched it, and she gave it 5 stars, and I was like, okay, well, it has to be good at least, and I want to watch a good film. And if she gave it 5 stars, then I'll probably like it. And then I read the plot, and I was like, oh, this is gay as well, so I kind of have to watch it now. So it's a film called Show Me Love, and it's a Swedish film. It's directed by Lucas Moodysson. Moodysson, and
Absolutely, whoever
he
that is.
it's the first film I've watched directed by him, but I've heard of his most popular film, which is called Lilia Forever. And like, I have a few friends who have rated it 5 stars. So like, that's probably the next film I'm going to watch. But this one is just like a short, like 90-minute film about these, like, it's a drama / romance just about these two girls in Sweden who live in a small town, and one of them is like secretly in love with the other, and whatever, like that. There's not really much else to it, but I gave it 4 stars. It's just it's relatable, okay, in a way. It's relatable to some of us. Next film I watched on the plane to fucking Kazakhstan, which was a fucking awful flight, and I don't recommend anyone to get on a flight that long, in the middle seat, and being that physically uncomfortable for 10 hours is not fun. But I watched a film in the time that I wasn't sleeping. I watched The Departed, directed by Scorsese.
Can you say that in a Boston accent, please?
The Departed. That sounds like Lois Griffin. The Departed.
Peter, The Departed.
The Departed. All right. Directed by Scorsese, 2006 film. I'm surprised, actually. It's like the 124th highest rated film on Letterboxd. That's very high.
Well, yeah.
Like, I don't think this is one of Scorsese's best films. I gave it 4 stars because it's still a Scorsese film, and it's
What is your
still
favourite Scorsese at the moment?
very good. I don't know because I haven't watched. Like, I haven't watched all of them.
Yeah, he's got a lot. So
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm being honest, I know this is such like an obvious choice, and obviously this is out of the ones I've watched.
By the way, can I pause you very, very
It's one
quickly
of
before you say
two.
the answer?
All right, yeah, go for it.
What I think you're about to say, you're trying to preface it by like, oh, I know it's super popular. Yeah, it's super popular because it's great and everyone loves it for a reason. It's a really good film.
I don't know if
Go
you
ahead.
think. Okay, it's one of two, and I'm just gonna be honest. The Wolf of Wall Street, I absolutely love.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, like,
Yeah,
don't feel ashamed for saying it.
but I kind of do because you know the kind of reputation it's gotten since it came
Yeah.
out, which is so stupid.
I
But
think everyone's got 2 favourite Scorsese films, and I'll say one of mine
and the
before I
second is
say
obviously After Hours.
that's our joint one. That's our, if we were to do like a, maybe we'll do this, but we'll do like a joint directors ranking, and we'll find like an average of whatever. Yeah, it's for me. It's also After Hours is number 1 or Goodfellas.
Yeah, but I haven't watched
I,
Goodfellas. That's the issue here.
it's so good, so good. Anyway,
Yeah.
carry on.
But yeah,
Bit of
no,
padding.
the Wolf of Wall Street is up there for a reason. I mean, it's just insane how that film is actually 3 hours long. I've never even thought about the fact that this is 3 hours long. Like, it does not feel like 3 hours. And this film is kind of similar. It's just 2.5 hours. And again, it does not feel like that at all. Like, Scorsese is kind of like PTA, where his films do not feel as long as they are, because they're just so fucking good. And the pacing is brilliant, and your favourite editor is obviously very good at her job.
Thelma Schoonmaker.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't had a mention for a while, so it's good to get her on the pod.
Yeah. So The Departed, I mean, it's just like, I don't know, like it's just a Scorsese film. You know, it's nothing like completely out there or crazy or different from the rest. But I mean, Leo is obviously very good. Matt Damon, very good. Jack Nicholson, very good. Mark Wahlberg, I guess he's good.
Surprisingly
Unfortunately.
good. I've not seen it, but
yeah, it's
Peaked
just
with,
like
Boogie
you know
Nights.
what? It's actually perfect for a plane because it's long. So if you're on a long haul flight, it will take up a lot of the time, and it's just, you know, it's something like you just sit there and watch without being distracted and without falling asleep, and that's, I think, a really good compliment to give to a film like this. So yeah, The Departed. You'll probably watch it at some point. I know you haven't.
I will.
It's good, but it's
Eventually.
not. You know, it's not
not
one
his
of the
best.
best. Yeah. And then the last film before we get into the Naked Gun films, I watched Materialists, which I think we've both been looking forward to.
I'm seeing it in the cinemas in 2 weeks. Yeah.
We both been looking forward to it. We also both didn't absolutely love Past Lives.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Despite being very good.
I think I have it on a 3.5.
So do I.
So you're probably not too happy with what I've rated Materialists, because looking at our track record with Celine's song, you'll probably be similarly inclined.
Can I ask you a spoilerish question? I know I put in our little chat, I was like, don't spoil it for me.
Yeah.
It's marketed, and the trailer suggests it's a rom-com. Is it? Because I need to know where to set my expectations, because I don't want to dislike the film. I might dislike it, but I don't want to. Should I go into it expecting like a 2000s rom-com, or should I maybe change those expectations? Right,
it's not a 2000s rom-com. No, it's not.
No, categorically not that.
No. Obviously, I'll give a spoiler-free review. Firstly, I gave it 2 stars, which is quite low. I really wanted to like it because my friends that have seen it all hated it, and I was kind of like, it can't be that bad. you're all exaggerating, you hate women, you hate fun, you hate rom-coms, like, I'm gonna like this film. Fuck all of
You hate
you.
the fact Pedro Pascal is touching bellies. Like, come on, you haters.
Well, um, so I was like, fuck all of you, you know nothing, this is made for me, I'm gonna love it. And then I watched it and I was like, fuck, I don't like it at all. Um, I think the worst thing about it, you'd think it's the performances by the three leads. Let's be honest, right? I
Hmm.
personally don't think any of them have a consistent track record of great
No.
performances, especially in a drama, I guess, like or like a romance. Um,
Shockingly, Chris Evans might have the best of the three. Which, look, no disrespect to Chris
mm,
Evans, but he's been in some slop
yeah,
recently. But equally, he has good performances.
yeah, he's
They
probably
all
the one who
do
you'd expect to be all
somewhere.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Actually, I didn't mind Dakota Johnson in this film. Like, obviously, I think her magnum opus to me, because I haven't watched Suspiria, is Cha Cha Real Smooth. And she doesn't get there here. She doesn't get to that level, but she's not awful. And Chris Evans is not awful. Like, he's kind
I'm
of like
glad
an
to hear that.
average Chris Evans performance, right?
I want what just likable.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just a likable guy. Yeah. There's just nothing else really there. But I don't blame the actors. Okay, well, I'm just not okay. I like Pedro Pascal as a person. I haven't seen a good performance. And this is just another one of those that I don't think
I've
is good.
seen a lot of fine Pedro Pascal
Yeah, like
performances.
he's
I've never
fine.
been blown away. Never, apart from
Yeah.
he was pretty good in Game of Thrones and
Yeah, I
Narcos, but that
agree.
was like years ago.
So, sure, the actors you wouldn't expect much, and I guess you don't get much, but it's not the issue. Um the biggest glaring issue in this film is the writing.
Oh,
The
Celine's gone.
writing.
Overrated writer. Is that what we're saying?
I'm not saying that, but you'll see when you watch it. It's
We're
like,
talking dialogue or what?
yeah, it's like some of the lines that come out of these characters' mouths are just like, what? Like, what the fuck? What are we doing here? Like, why is this even a film? This had some sort of potential with the plot. I actually liked the trailer, but then it's like you watch the actual film and you're like, what are we doing here? What are we actually doing here? How have you made this so badly written? Like, some of the lines I was just there like, what? Like, these characters make no sense. Um, the words coming out their mouths are so strange and stupid. It comes across like if you put an essay, like, you know, if you put a screenplay into Google Translate, you translated it to like Russian, then you translated
Patois
it.
for the point of the episode.
Then you translate it to Patois, then you translate it to French, and then you translated it back to English, and then you sent it out. That's how it comes across. It's just
Can't
so
wait to see that in 12 days' time.
no.
Buzzing.
Honestly, it's like it's not that I found it boring, which is why it's 2 stars, right? It's not 1.5. I mean, that's quite harsh. I also don't think it looks that awful. But also, like, you know, New York is a very like filmy place, right? It's hard to make it look bad. I think,
Yeah,
especially
even
in a film like this.
They made Madam Web look good.
Madam Web, yeah, no, honestly, I think Madam Web is better than
Never
Materialists.
seen, will never see.
You should. It's not that bad. Um. Anyway, so yeah, that's really all I have to say
Disappointing.
about it. It's just so disappointing, especially because I was like, oh, Past Lives was all right, but like, surely her second film would be better, and like, you know, Dakota Johnson has the potential to be a good rom-com lead, in my opinion, because of what I saw in Cha Cha Real Smooth. Like, she does have that endearing quality.
And she's hot. which
and
does
she's
count
hot,
for something.
which helps. So, you have those agreed, and like Chris Evans also does have the potential to be good in the film like this. Like, we know that.
Pedro Pascal's a pretty likable guy.
Yeah, he's a likable guy. Like, he doesn't really have to do much to be likable. But then here, like, also his character, I just don't like at all. Like, at all. What is the point of him being there? I don't understand. Some of the side plots just make no sense and are stupid. Also,
One
the fact
final
that
question.
yeah,
How long is it?
it's not. It's almost 2 hours. It's not that long.
Okay, that's fine.
It doesn't really drag that bad. But everything that happens is just stupid and badly written. Also, Dasha somehow keeps getting roles, and I don't know why, and I don't like her.
Who's Dasha?
Just don't even find out. You're better off not knowing. But I don't know how the fuck she keeps getting into films because she's a dickhead. So I'll end it with that.
Yeah.
Jump scare incoming if you know who Dasha is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Even
you can go for it, and I just have Naked Gun left.
I'm not going to try and say her surname because
no, don't ever speak her name again because it's not worth your breath.
Bad person or
yeah.
Okay. Positives before Naked Gun very quickly. A couple weeks ago, I watched 2 Jordan Peele films for the first time. I watched Get Out and I watched Us. I really like both. Both got 4 stars from me. I won't say much apart from I think Get Out is a better film, but I enjoyed Us more. Where do you rank the 2? I've not seen Nope yet, so no spoilers for that.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think I do agree. I think Us, I've rewatched. I think it's more rewatchable.
So entertaining.
And I think Lupita Nyong'o is one of the best. I don't know how she wasn't nominated. I think she is so good in that film. Like, she is a brilliant actress, and she's not in enough films. She's really not.
I agree.
She deserves to be in the lead in way more great films than just Us. So,
yeah,
someone get her a job, please.
I think Gal is really good, and I liked it a lot. I do think it's a touch overrated. Just not like just a little bit.
Yeah, but it's just like we've mentioned before. There's those types of films where they get really good word of mouth, and then like people who don't watch many films in a year will go watch at the cinema and then be like, "Oh my god, this is one of the best films I've ever seen." Like, and obviously everyone else's expectations when going into watching it are just really high.
I just think it's
not. I do think it's great. I still have it at like 4.5 or something.
Yeah, I just don't think it's as like unique or as innovative as people think it is.
But I think the way it's directed and the cinematography and Daniel Kaluuya are just very, very, very high level. Yeah.
On to Naked Gun. Before Veronica does a review of The Naked Gun, annoyingly we can't do a joint one because I'm not seeing it until Monday the 4th, which might be today when this episode goes out, might be yesterday, I don't know. But the other night I watched the first 2 Naked Gun films, obviously directed by David Zucker, who did Airplane, which in my opinion is one of the all-time great comedies. I didn't love this as much as Airplane, but it's good. The first one I gave 3.5 stars to. It's really funny. O.J. Simpson is so good in this like slapstick comedy role. But obviously the star is Leslie Nielsen, who is so brilliant at deadpan comedy. And then same night I watched the second one, which is, the first one's called, sorry, I should say, The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad. And then the second one is The Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear. I've not seen the third one yet, but I will try to maybe before. Second one I gave 3 stars to. It's not quite as good, but it's still really funny. It's the same style. Yeah, they're good films. Veronica, take it away to round us out, to send us home your review of The Naked Gun.
Okay, actually, can I just say, have you watched the first 2 Naked Gun films before yesterday? Or was this your first time watching?
First time watching.
Okay, because I thought you were telling me to watch the old ones because you loved them. Like, I'm like,
it's more because
is it worth me watching them?
It's hard to say without seeing the new one, but I would start with Airplane. I know they're not the same, but they're like, Airplane is, from what I've gathered, the new Naked Gun film is like a joke every 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Airplane is more similar to what that than Naked Gun is that there is a lot of jokes, but the rate isn't quite as high as Airplane. Airplane is probably like you transition between the two, is what I'd say.
Okay. Right. So I'm gonna get into the new one. I haven't watched any of the others. I didn't love the trailer. I didn't really know what to expect because I'd never really watched a film like this, like this type of
I,
comedy.
I preferred the marketing to the trailer. I didn't love the trailer either, but I thought the
Yeah.
marketing was genius. Like the whole like safe comedy thing and some of
I
the
mean,
other
Liam
stuff
Neeson and
with
Pamela Anderson are just great. Like,
they're so cute together as well.
yeah. Okay. So I didn't expect to like it, to be honest, because I'm very picky with comedies and things like that. I don't really watch a lot of comedies, right? And I haven't watched Airplane. I haven't watched the other Naked Gun films.
Because you hate laughter, of course.
No, but I very rarely laugh at the cinema. I very, very rarely. Like, the last film I laughed at out loud at the cinema was probably some parts of Honora or like Poor Things. Like, it hasn't been at like an actual comedy, right? That's quite rare. So I went in because my mum wanted to go to the cinema, and to be honest, I was going to go watch the Fantastic Four First Steps, and then I've read, the reviews, and word of mouth was kind of saying it's a bit boring and it's not worth it and it's not as good as Superman. And I'm like, all right, well, is there anything else that I can watch so I don't have to go watch the Fantastic Four First Steps? And then obviously it was like the day of the release of The Naked Gun. And I heard from word of mouth that this is way better than anyone was expecting, that it's really funny, comedy's back, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a chance, even though I'm not expecting much, because everyone loves it. So, bearing that in mind, and my expectations were so low, I was actually in shock from the very... Okay, so the first scene is literally just the trailer. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the bit before the actual, like, title card, right? And that's not a spoiler, I'm just saying, like,
I will say just quickly, don't spoil any of the bits if you can.
I'm not
So I
going
want
to.
to
I'm not
try.
going to. I'm
Okay,
not going
good.
to.
I thought I'd preempt it just in case.
Yeah. So then you have like title card, and then it actually starts, right? So it's like the trailer doesn't actually spoil anything, really, right? So if you've already seen the trailer and you're like, oh, the trailer's alright, but it's not. It's like not really much saying much, right? So don't just judge it off that. So then it starts, and it's just like, I was just so shocked at how funny it is. I I was genuinely like laughing almost the whole time. Sure, there's some parts of it that I don't get the reference or that aren't as funny, but because it just moves on to something else so fucking quickly, and then that bit is funny, it's like I can't even remember what I didn't get or what I didn't find funny because oh my god, that was so hilarious. And it's like just constant jokes, constant bits, physical comedy, like all the
I was
time.
listening to
The
I saw a
script
TikTok
is
from
just like it's hilarious. I'm surprised that a modern comedy is this funny.
Comedy is
Honestly.
legal again. Thank you, JD Vance. Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Elon
Sydney
Musk, for
Sweeney.
legalizing. Thank you, Sydney Sweeney. I was listening to a TikTok from a review called Sean Chandler, who I would recommend quite a lot. He's very good on YouTube, and he was saying he's never laughed so much. He was at a press screening, and he said he never laughed. And he's never seen so much laughter from a press audience at a film ever before. And he's been doing it
Yeah,
for like quite a while.
I'm not surprised. Like, so I because it was like the first day, the screening was quite full, and like it was quite interesting because it was like half people would laugh at one bit and then the other half would laugh at another bit, and it was like and then the next bit everyone would laugh, and then the next bit like it was one guy who laughed, but it's like it was constantly like
Everyone's
trying
kind of
to get
recovering
at
between jokes.
yeah, and like I'm you know this about me, I don't laugh at the cinema a lot, I really don't, and I
This
don't
is
laugh
very
out
true.
loud, but this film I've never laughed that much at the cinema, ever. Ever. I very, like, I think the last film I laughed at this much in general was like watching Machete to with my friends, because obviously you're watching it with your friends, like you're making jokes and you're watching it so ridiculous or whatever. But this was like not that kind of funny where you're watching something that's really bad so it becomes funny. This is just funny. It's just like an actual comedy that is funny. And that's crazy to me that I laughed that much at it. I was actually sitting there like, what the fuck? What is going on? How have they done this? How is this so good? My I think my there was one bit that I had tears in my eyes from like finding it that funny, and from I was literally crying laughing, because of like okay, I'm just gonna say, like, I'm not gonna spoil the bit, but just so you know what I'm referring to when you're watching it. There's a bit with a snowman that I don't think is like objectively like the funniest bit, and I don't think everyone is gonna laugh at it or whatever. But it just got to me for some reason. Like I was just crying. Like I just found it so good.
That's the thing I love about like these style of comedies. Like Airplane is the exact same. Is like
It's just so outrageous. Like it's so ridiculous.
There are so many jokes and so many like gags and visual gags and like physical bits of comedy that no one is going to have the favorite joke. There's not like a recognize, oh, that is the joke. Everyone's like, well, I love that one, but oh, actually, I love that one, and no, that one's my favorite. There's just something will work for everyone, which is what comedy should be about.
Yeah, and yeah, you'll get to it and you'll see it, but I just think it's like the whole setup, and then it's just like they just keep escalating it, and it's like, what the fuck? Like this is so good. It's just a good bit, you know. I'm a respecter of a good bit, you know. I respect it, and I respected that. Even though like it probably didn't work for a lot of people, or it could have not worked at all, but I loved it. Obviously the leads like Liam Neeson, Pamela Anderson are great. They're pretty much, I mean, it just follows Liam Neeson pretty much the whole time, and Pamela Anderson I love, and she looks great, by the way. You know, just have to mention that.
By the way, in the original, the love interest is played by Priscilla Presley.
I think apparently she is in this film, but I didn't see. I can't remember. I think it must be like a cameo or something I didn't see.
Watch the original is purely for O.J. Simpson and Leslie Nielsen. Like OJ is so good. Like it justifies the murders in my opinion. Like he's really good.
By the way, just a little tidbit about Priscilla Presley. I did meet her like last year or the year before in Venice.
Why didn't I know? I didn't know this.
Did you not?
No, that's an okay Venice story because I didn't hear it before.
Oh yeah, you haven't heard it 10 times. It's because I was at the premiere of Priscilla, and she walked past me with Sofia Coppola and Jacob Lordy and Katie Spaney.
You said, I prefer Elvis.
No, I absolutely don't. I don't give a fuck about that man. But yeah, I'm so positively surprised, and I'm so happy to be this positive about a comedy, because it's been a while, you know.
Yeah, what held you back from giving it a high rating?
I gave it 4 stars, which to me is so high for a film like this, and I was very, very close to 4.5. I just stopped myself. I think on it's because, you know, like, so it kind of I just think towards the end it kind of gets a bit wound up and stuff. Like it's still funny, but it goes down a little bit in terms of quality and, you know, what the hell is going on. But I think overall, you know, there are bits where I'm like, fuck, this is 5 stars, you know, but then obviously it evens itself out a little bit towards the end. Yeah.
Oh, a win for comedy.
Yeah, definitely a win for comedy.
Oh my god, CCH Pound, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, there's
and Busta Rhymes.
Jesus Christ. There's
and Dave
there's a bit there's an episode of Always Sunny where Dennis does like the most spot on impression of CCH Pounder. So I we'll leave you with that. We'll leave you with comedy is legal again.
Go watch The Naked Gun.
Go watch The Naked Gun. Thank you, the US judicial system, for bringing back comedy. Thank you. And that officially takes up to the end of another episode. There'll be no more Patois from here on out until I watch Jafaican again. All links will be in the description. Veronica, a pleasure as always.
Yeah, likewise.
Likewise, thank you. You seem very, very passionate about that.
Hmm.
Until next time, keep watching and keep consuming.